Welcome friends, I am Dr. V.K. Chauhan, homeopathic physician. We are revising homeopathic remedy Berberis vulgaris. The common name is Berberi, natural order is Berberidaceae, and the remedy was proved by Hess of Germany in 1834. We are dealing here with part 1 PQR review, and the text is being taken up from Allen's keynote, and this is a good revision for BHMS students and interns. So we'll go to the book which we are following, Keynotes and Characteristics by H.C. Allen. This is a publication by B. Jain Publishers, and if you go through the symptoms in Allen's keynote, you find they are given in running text, and each sentence represents a PQR, and at times a paragraph represents the whole idea about that PQR. The only limitation of this work is that text is disorganized in sequence and continuity. This is the text which we are going to see in Allen's keynote, and this is a concentrated form which he has taken up from Herring's Guiding Symptoms of our Materia Medica, which is a record of clinically proved remedies, and he has given the symptoms in 4 grades. On going through the Allen's keynote, we find Berberis vulgaris is presented here in 5 predominant ideas or PQRS. The first PQR1A tells us about the renal or vesicular symptoms predominate, pain in the small or back, very sensitive to touch in renal region, worse when sitting and lying from jar, from fatigue, burning and soreness in the region of kidneys, numbness, stiffness, lameness with painful pressure in renal and lumbar region. PQR2 tells us about the pale, earthy complexion with sunken cheeks and hollow, blue encircled eyes. This tells us about somatic component of constitution. PQR3 tells us about the rheumatic and gouty complaints with diseases of urinary organs. This is a particular general. However, it presents diathesis of the Berberis vulgaris patient. PQR4 is colic from gallstones, bilious colic, followed by jaundice, clay-colored stools, fistula in ano with bilious symptoms and itching of the parts. It is again the predominant symptomatology presented from GIT, and this is also the diathesis of the patient. PQR5 tells us about short cough and chest complaints, especially after operations for fistula. Similar remedies we have Calcarea fos and Silesia. So here there is a particular general cough and concomitant on ailments from also. We go to the PQR1B. This is the last part, and here we find the stitching, cutting pain from the left kidney following course of the ureter into the bladder and urethra, renal colic worse left side with urging and strangury, rubbing sensation in kidneys, urine is greenish, blood red with thick slimy mucus, transparent, reddish or jelly-like sediment. Here these symptoms present the particular general, concomitant, and they are belonging to urinary system. Movement brings or increases urinary complaint. This is aggravation, and it is also a particular general in the renal region. We find in relationship similar remedies to Berberis are Cantharis, Lyco, Sarsaparilla, Tabacum, especially in reference to renal colic. And then we find that it acts well after arnica, bryonia, calibi, rustox, sulfur in rheumatic affections. Aggravation is by motion, walking, or carriage riding, or any sudden jarring movement. Amelioration is not given here. So this is the text which we find in Ellen's keynote. So thank you, friends. Thank you very much for patient listening.